Do you use ChatGPT to plan your trips? Welcome to the club. Around half of all travelers do. So why are Booking.com and Expedia still posting double-digit growth? Are they about to be disrupted or playing a completely different game? Large language models can search, recommend, plan, and maybe even book flights and hotels. We expected AI to pull travelers away from the old giants, yet the big travel platforms aren't fading. If anything, they're getting stronger. So what's actually happening behind the scenes? In this video, we'll break down how AI is really reshaping travel, which side hotels and airlines are starting to take, why agencies still hold their ground, and what aces they have up their sleeves. And above all, whether travelers are even ready to trust AI with their bookings. We score LLMs and OTAs head-to-head, and the results might surprise you. In 2025, Perplexity rolled out a hotel booking AI agent. Sam Altman openly teased direct booking inside ChatGPT. Google unveiled Canvas with built-in agentic AI. Suddenly, the way we book travel looks like it's about to flip. But hold on. Why would hotels and airlines even want to sell through AI platforms? For years, suppliers relied on online travel agencies such as Booking.com or Expedia to distribute their products. OTAs are masters of digital retailing, beautiful interfaces, infrastructure, smart recommendations, and those sneaky only one room left alerts. It all works. Over 40% of travelers choose them to book trips. And yet, something's changing. Marriott confirmed it's working with Google to enable direct bookings within Google's AI mode. Wyndham and IHG are also preparing their inventory data for an agent-based world. The reason why hotels want to abandon travel agencies is money. Every time you book through an OTA, the hotel pays commissions of 15 to 30%, a massive chunk of revenue. So, if an AI platform can offer, say, 10% commission, why wouldn't hotels be interested? It seems that after decades of power, OTAs are about to lose ground. Or are they? If you look at the 2025 earnings calls of major OTAs, something doesn't match the death narrative. You'd expect to see declining revenues, shrinking margins, and desperate pivots. But the data tells a different story. Take Booking Holdings. Their numbers beat expectations for every single metric with double-digit revenue growth and 20% net margin. They exceeded 300 million room nights for 3 straight quarters. That's like sending the entire population of Texas on a 10-day vacation every quarter. If AI is supposed to steal their users, where does the growth come from? Booking is not alone. Expedia, Airbnb, Trip.com all reported similar strength.
This was our highest growth quarter in more than 2 years.
Airbnb closed 2025 with billions in cash flow and a 16% increase in gross booking value. Doesn't really look like extinction, does it? In fact, it looks like the opposite of a decline. And the search traffic refusing to plummet proves that too. How's that possible? The thing is that OTAs hold the most valuable position, right in the middle. That's their deep moat. They've spent decades embedding themselves between travelers and suppliers. On one side, hotels, airlines, car rentals, all plugged into their systems. Contracts signed, integrations built, inventory standardized. On the other side, millions of users who trust them use them for comparison and complete bookings there by default. Loyalty programs like Genius and OneKey are reaching record levels.
In 2025, level 2 and 3 Genius travelers represented over 30% of our active base and accounted for a high 50% share of room nights, up from the previous year.
OTAs know that whoever owns the interface gets the customer. Turn Search the Hotel into Open the Booking.com app, and the traveler just bypasses Google entirely. Okay, that beats Google search. But what about LLMs? What worked perfectly in the Google era doesn't cut it anymore, because the interface itself is starting to shift. Studies estimate that up to 1.5 billion people use AI apps, It means that AI moves all digital interactions, travel shopping included, from browsing to chatting, from clicking through links to getting direct answers. The shift is obvious. Over the past few months, over 20 travel businesses came to OutTechSoft looking to modernize their systems or build AI native from scratch. We share all the technical details on our website and LinkedIn. Links are below, so be sure to check them out. The shift to AI is most visible in trip planning. Instead of typing best hotels in Rome, you ask, plan me a 5-day trip to Rome under $1,500. And instead of a list of links, you get a curated answer. That's a completely different entry point into travel. But does that mean everyone will start booking through AI tomorrow? Well, not quite. Travel companies have something that AI platforms don't. Actually, the key travel element, and that is inventory. Those flights, rooms, and that bucket list safari you've been craving. Millions of options with current availability, pricing, and verified photos. The OTAs have it all. They've spent 30 years connecting with hotels and airlines to create the biggest inventory supply on the market. So even if AI becomes the starting point, it still needs somewhere to pull options from. Does it make OTAs absolutely AI-proof? Not really, and you can already see the shift happening. But hotels and AI platforms are interested in direct bookings. So naturally, they're looking for ways to connect without intermediaries. And now, that's becoming possible. Emerging standards like MCP and UCP allow hotels to share their inventory directly with AI platforms. As we mentioned, big brands like Marriott are making moves on their end. But what about smaller players? If you're a boutique hotel or a family-run villa, you don't necessarily need a massive tech team. You can connect through tech providers like Lighthouse. It has become the first to see the chance and roll out a system that lets independent hotels provide real-time data directly to ChatGPT. More tech providers will follow, making it possible for smaller properties to show up in AI-powered searches, just like a global chain. Of course, hotels still need to clean up and structure their data properly, but the direction is clear. That door is already opening. So, if hotels can connect directly to AI, how protected are OTAs? Before we answer that, let's look at some other pieces of this puzzle. Let's say the AI agent offered you the option you like. But here's the next question. What happens after you click Book? Booking a trip isn't just about finding a room. It's also about the complex cross-border flow of funds. Someone has to process the payment, deal with fraud, handle chargebacks, issue refunds, and step in when something goes wrong. And someone has to take the legal responsibility for all of that. And here, AI platforms retreat. Google was explicit that it doesn't want to become an OTA, including not acting as the merchant of record, meaning partners still service the booking and manage the customer relationship. March 2026 ushered in another reality check. After a year of hype, Sam Altman officially walked back ChatGPT's instant checkout feature. They realized that managing global merchant liability is a logistical swamp, and one-click booking is harder than it sounds. Yet, OTAs have been handling this for years. They've built systems for multi-currency payments, fraud prevention, supplier payouts, and all the messy edge cases that come with travel. And users trust them. A recent Expedia research found that only 8% of people are willing to actually let an AI agent book on their behalf. So even if travelers like AI for ideas, many still prefer to pay through familiar brands. But okay, let's imagine that tomorrow AI providers partner with Stripe or Adyen and outsource payment processing. There's still one element LLMs can never take over. Because travel doesn't end at checkout, it breaks. Flights get canceled. Hotels overbook. Plans fall apart, usually at 2 a.m. in a country where you don't speak the language. And in those moments, travelers want accountability. Not an apology from a chatbot. They want the massive human-backed support and payment infrastructure that only a global brand can provide to fix the mess. And that brings us back to loyalty. Because at the end of the day, it isn't about which app found you a cheaper tour package. It's about who answers the phone and saves your life when everything goes wrong. So, the AI versus OTAs debate isn't a zero-sum game. The travel industry is being steadily rewired. AI is taking over the planning and research stages. Suppliers are pushing to regain control of distribution. And OTAs are doubling down where it matters most, in customer relationships. They're investing aggressively to stay in the game, pouring billions into R&D. Take Trip.com. In 2025 alone, they funneled $2.2 billion, a quarter of their net revenue, into product development. And with decades of detailed travel data, they're in a strong position to build competitive AI tools. You can already see that in their products. OTAs were quick to launch sophisticated travel assistants, itinerary planners, and recommendation engines early on. They're steadily building their own AI interfaces, like Booking.com's Trip Planner or Expedia's Romy. If booking in the chat is inevitable, they want it to be their chats. But at the same time, they're hedging their bets. OTAs have the inventory LLMs need and the budgets to connect at scale. And this is exactly what their current partnerships with ChatGPT and Google are about. So, if OTAs even lose the front-end traffic, they'd still keep the back-end booking volume. Travel platforms aren't going anywhere anytime soon, but the role they play, and incidentally where they capture value, is about to change. This is the first video on this channel, and we'll be covering more stories like this, where travel, AI, and businesses collide. If that sounds useful, be sure to subscribe. We'd love to have you around. See you in the next one.